Hey there. This is going to be a guide on how to run all skills no out of bounds in Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. This is a good category to learn if you're just starting the game. So let's get into it, and I'll talk a bit about what's going on as we step through the start of the game. So after 3 seconds, you can skip the prologue and get into the game. So basically, the reason for this tutorial is the old tutorials are kind of outdated by a lot of small changes that have come into the route the last few months. So if you're just learning this for the first time, you kind of have to start from an old route and then acquire these little bits and pieces of stuff that are sort of scattered around. And it's kind of a pain compared to just learning it all in one go. So first thing is you can toggle the UI by pressing Alt-U. And you generally want to run with it off because it skips all dialogue immediately, but I suppose you could run with it on at first while you're learning, just so you can see your experience and your health and energy and stuff. But it's faster just to have it off. Although, you know, I'll actually run this, I'll do this tutorial with it on just so you can see the experience and whatever, and I'll just click through dialogue, no problem. So in this first fight, you want to pace your shots. You don't want to mash, because you get a faster rate of fire this way, and the exact pace you're going for is 18 frames between each shot, which is the fastest way for a person to attack, essentially, without quick flame. There I take an intentional damage boost. You don't have to do these damage boosts, but this is the way I like to do it. And the reason is that on the first keystone door, I want to die to do a trick called Ghost Door, which, in short, gets you through a door faster, and the way you do it is you put the keys in the door so it begins to open, you save, and then you die, and then the door will be open when you load that save. Okay. I wanted to run straight through that guy I was talking with. My own was a little off. It's there. You just jump in the water and then you can get through the door immediately. Now this health cell up here, this is strictly optional, but it's highly recommended because it makes the later part of the game a lot easier, and the 8 seconds it takes you to get up there and get it are not that much. I just crouch there for a sec to let the slimes advance into a better position, and I also kill that bramble below me while waiting for them to move, just to make it a lot easier to get out. You can opt to skip killing that bramble, but I kind of like it. Now I've picked up a bit more experience than I meant to, so I'm just going to jump over that. Normally I would skip one of the slimes, but this is fine in any case. You want to set up your first level up there so you blow up all those brambles. And then, because I'm pretty low on experience, like I'm just barely leveled there, I'm going to take a little bit on the way out because I want to be at most 43 away from level when I get to Blackroot. So now I've got wall jump. I'm just gonna grab this energy cell real quick. If you've perhaps followed Ori runs in the past, or even it was only like really more recently where charge dash usage became really prevalent, energy matters a lot more in this game than it used to. So we're actually gonna go up to 4 energy in this category. And it used to be you get like 2 or 3 depending on your route, but now 4 is going to be fastest for all routes. You can just jump into that guy there, and then that manipulates the top slug to be in a better position, so you can just jump over him. Now we're just going to run back across Glades and head over to Blackroot to pick up Dash. Oops, nice. So I guess I can talk about general slime dodges, or slug dodges, whatever you want to call them. In most cases, you just jump over them and then turn back briefly to dodge the shot. It kind of varies depending on terrain, but in general, that's the way you do it. Okay, so here's a trick. So you jump on the spirit well, and the UI has to be on for this. So if you were coming in with UI off, you'd wait for the dialogue line, and then you jump on the spirit well and turn UI on. So you open the spirit well up with E or save. I don't know the binds on controller very well, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Click on your experience to bring up this dialogue, and then hit cancel and confirm at the same time. Just A and B. Right click, left click, escape space, whatever you want to use for it. And this lets you move with the menu up, essentially. And this is a trick called Save Anywhere, which lets us do a lot of cutscene glitching and whatnot. And also here I'm going to check my experience. So I'm 41 away, which means I don't need to take any extra. So we get the Save Anywhere up. You could turn the UI off after you have it up, so that you wouldn't have to advance through that dialogue. And then you walk till Ori turns towards that statue, and then you level up an ability and reload the file. And if you do that a little quicker, like I sat and talked about it for a bit, you don't need to wait for that fade out. You just need to get to the point where Ori stops, level up an ability and reload the file. And that skips that cutscene, which is roughly 20 seconds saved. Now we're just going to head down into Blackroot. And of course, you want to level the ability I got there, which is Spirit Magnet. Now here you just pick up this orb and then go back. Picking up that orb and dropping it will cause it to follow you. It's like your mechanic to not get soft locked in here is if you don't have the orb and you're far enough away, it'll teleport to you. Oh nice. Let me just fall into these spikes. Okay, so just jump across these. And go up through these lasers. You gotta pay a little bit of attention to these lasers because they all go at different speeds. The top one's the fastest, the bottom one's the slowest. So you can't just do the same sort of dodge on all of them. You have to get used to their timings. Here's a quick little trick. Wait here until you can't see that platform anymore before you go. And what that does is it delays this next room from loading. And it'll give me a better cycle when I get into that next room. And it's faster to just carry this orb rather than drop it and let it come back to you. So there, because I waited at the edge, this platform was just starting to go up as I got here. You can optionally drop the orb on the edge here and then jump across like this, but it's of course safer to just jump one more platform before you drop it so that you don't risk getting hit by the laser. And now we're almost at dash after an unskippable cutscene. Or rather, a cutscene which you can skip, but you have to wait out the duration of it anyways, so it's useless. So now, important thing is, because my experience was 41 away from level when I came into Blackroot, I checked that. I'm fine to just do the Frankie walk right now, because the Frankie drops 19 experience, and I'm only 17 away from level now. If I was short, then I would need to pick up a little bit more, probably by killing one slime on the way out, but you can make sure that you're not short by taking enough on the way through Blades. Now with dash, there's a trick called dash gliding, which you may not want to use extensively at first, but it's a good thing to practice because it can save time in a lot of places. So how you do it is you dash while holding a direction, and then you release the direction during the dash and then jump. And the timing is somewhat tight. You must be holding a direction at the start of a dash, and then the direction must go neutral, and you have to jump within 13 frames. So if you do it wrong, like if you don't release a direction, your dash jumps look like this. You're kind of going at normal speed, but if you do it correctly, you get this like gliding effect, which is a fair bit faster. Of course, dashing across the ground consecutively is a lot better than dash gliding, but anytime you need to go over a pit, it's good to do a dash glide. And there, you know, I missed one. You can just do this as like a normal dash jump and get across, but you can dash glide as well. Taking 1 damage there is fine. The other nice thing about dash gliding is, I'll just go into this, there's a slow zone here that forces you to walk really slow as a side effect of that cutscene we skipped. But if you're not holding inputs when you go through a slow zone, you don't get slowed down, so you can dash glide over it like this. That saves a fair bit of time. I'm going to save here just in case I mess stuff up while I'm talking, but you don't need to take that save. Now. So we head up here. Just hold right and jump off that, and then shoot this Frankie to make him follow you. And you can just kind of pepper him with shots as he loses line of sight to make him follow you better. I could have gone straight over this pit, but just to show you a safe setup, you can jump on the edge there, so he doesn't get stuck in that pit, which can be annoying to get him out of. So you want to bring him down to 1 health, and then I'm going to kill him when I'm up next to this door. And the timing window for this is pretty forgiving. Just kill him at the top of this jump, and let the experience magnet put 2 energy into the door, level up, and then the door will open for you. Now this part, you probably need to practice. This can kill you. It's called the death run, but I mean, it's not as hard as it used to be since you have dash and you can go through stuff quickly. But anyways, what you want to do is just dash off of here and let yourself fall into the water, and then you can just spam to kill the slug or the slime on the wall, and then your movement up the wall kind of matters. So I'm going to save here just to show, just use a debug save to show kind of what can go wrong with this. So this is what you want to do. Something like that, and then 3 wall jumps up, and then get below that Frankie and dash under him. It's important to note that the position you jump onto the wall from the water matters. You want to be as close to the wall as you can without getting hit by that slime, essentially. Because if you do something like this, where you like hang out here, and then jump from far away, the Frankie will see you and do that. So you want to make sure that you swim close to the edge of the wall before you jump out. Then you can dash under him. Let's do that one more time and move on. And then here, now you don't go down below anymore. You actually start killing these 4 brambles and come up top for this energy cell, because having this energy cell is actually faster than skipping it, believe it or not. You can dash from like the middle of this platform here to just take yourself over the slime, and then we're just dropping down towards double jump. Okay, so we can do another ghost door here. I still have 2 health from the death run. You take at least 2 damage in there. Sometimes you get some health drops, but you want to be at 1 or 2 health for this. So first grab this key, and then for this ghost door you can just hold save the entire time, because the spider blocks you from saving until you're right next to the door. So hold save and then mash click if you get closer to the door, and it'll work out. So now you just dodge this stuff. Now we're at double jump. Oh yeah, and this is right. So you can skip this cutscene by saving in front of the tree, picking up the skill, and then opening up the ability menu and leveling Rekindle. And then to get out of here, you just dash, jump over this pit. I like to dash twice and then jump to get over the poison water, and then you can dash 3 times and then start jumping up the wall. That might need a little bit of practice, but you can go through that section like being able to see, and then you know, practice it blind a few times. Now noted that cutscene saves as soon as you learn double jump, so if you want to practice the blind movement, you have to back up a save before you've picked up double jump and then go from there, but that's that. So yeah. Then we head back over the top, and I guess I can talk a bit about wall jumping. The ideal way to wall jump is to jump and then double jump, after 15 frames. So, like, you can sort of slowly hop up walls like that, which is me being too late on pressing double jump, or you can get like little double jumps in between each wall jump. Like you can see one there. And depending on the like surface of the wall, sometimes you can't do it. But you want to be going for like wall or double jumps in between your wall jumps. Anyways, and of course you can also wall run at the start, but you really want to, you know, what am I saying? Generally you want to be going for something that looks like that, where you get the double jump in between. Anyways, so grab the cell, head down here. Now we're going to do a thing called grotto skip, where we're going to jump off this part of the wall right here and mousing over. A good visual cue you can use is this third lantern in the background. You want to be just barely above it. And this is a pretty specific jump. So what you're going to do, it's a full jump to the wall without a double jump, and then you switch to holding left for the jump away from the wall, and then hold right for the double jump to get up here, and then you can hit jump a few times to wall jump off this part. So it should look like this. And you kind of get like that big wall kick away. So that time I was too high, so I'm aiming for this lower spot in the wall before I do my wall jump. So that trick needs some practice, but it's not too bad. And next up we got a cutscene skip here. The cutscene trigger for this rockfall part is right here. So your save can be anywhere, like from the edge of this flower bed sort of into the middle. So you just walk into the cutscene, rekindle the save, and then reload. This saves time by not having to watch the cutscene, and also makes this part a lot easier because there's no boulders falling on you. So then you just head up here. This jump can be a little annoying. You might want to switch sides for that one. Don't get this experience anymore. You can do another cutscene skip there. And the trigger for that one is just save before this wooden pillar, essentially. If you jump for the screen transition there, you skip over a little bit of the slow walking area and grab the water vein faster. And then we've got the water vein, so we've got everything we need to head to the Ginso tree. Just gonna grab some random experience. I'll take a look at my experience later, but at this point we're trying to set up for the level up at the top of the Ginso tree, so it kind of does matter what experience you take and what you skip, but we'll focus in on that more when we get close. Now you want to come over here and stand on this teleporter. You don't need to save on it because it was super low. It's not a bad idea. And then we're just heading up again, so might as well just damage juice through that guy. And no reason not to save there. That orb should level me, kill this frog, and I want to make sure I get 30 from him. And then we're going to head up for another kind of specific jump to get this ability cell in the tree early. So what it is we're going to jump from around here on this wall, and it's going to be like a hold left for the wall jump, then hold right to double jump into this, and then do the same thing but with a much quicker left right. So whoops. So you can get up like that. So left right. That gets you that cell. And then we head over to Ginso. We don't need this teleporter in this category, unlike glitchless. If you do a wall run up, you can get through that slime, but you can also just kill him. Now, here's another cutscene skip. This little piece of grass next to me, right there, that's the trigger. So you want to save next to that piece of grass, and then you can hold rekindle and right to step into the cutscene and then rekindle as the cutscene begins. This one's a little tricky because you're forced to run as the cutscene starts, but if you know the position, it's not too bad. Then you just run up, put the water vein in, and step into Ginso. Now, this jump's a little tricky. What you want to do is hold down before the jump, so that you force orient to doing this backflip, which gives you maximum jump height. And so you backflip and then double jump, and you can grab the edge of this, like so. I failed it there, but no, that's that. And then you can either jump over to here, or you can do a similar backflip jump up to that side wall there. Now we just go through this room. Nothing much to say. You can hop up the portals just by double jumping back and forth between them, but it saves, you know, less than a second, or well, I guess about a second. To be fair, it's not the easiest trick. And then we're just heading through here. I like to dash glide through this portal, and then you can just go straight over there. If you don't get the dash glide, it's fine, but that room will kill you a couple times. And then all we can do here, because we can't go out of bounds, there's a trick up here where we can go out of bounds and skip this room. And we don't have charge flame to redirect this shot, so all you can do is push this redirect block off the edge, and then push it through, wait for it to clean up for you. Now, I talked before about having 18 frames between shots. For this mini-boss fight, that's pretty important. You can get 7 to 9, or 7 to 8 hits in per round, which can give you a 5 or 6 cycle on them, if you're pacing your shots well like this. But if you're just mashing, getting these doubles, you'll generally only get 6 shots, so you want to get some extra shots in. Now, before I fight him, I'll just talk a little bit about this room. So the general way that you want to fight this mini-boss is by standing on this side of the middle platform, because this prepares you to hit any of these 3 spawns as soon as he spawns. And another thing about this mini-boss is for 1 frame after he disappears, he'll show you where he will appear next. So as you get more used to it, the tactic you want to use is stand here and then make sure you watch these 2 spawns for when he's going to appear. Like here, I saw him down there. I knew he was going to be there. And then you can move over if need be, but you can cover these 3 just without moving. So you want to pay attention to the 2 right spawns and cover these 3 with SG position. So let's die and just do the fight. Okay, well, it's a little weird. He's supposed to spawn in the middle first, but because I've been talking in this room for a while, it's different. So that's top left. Now, I'm recording at 30 FPS, unfortunately, so you might not see the frame where he's gonna show up, but you can practice this on your own and see what it's like. So that's that. You should level on the mini-boss there. If you don't, that's an indication that you need to take a little bit of extra experience up at the top of Ginso. The little jump there you can do to get off the edge of that. But now for this room, we're going to ghost door. All these keystone doors, we want to ghost door them. The easiest way to do this is to just hold left and jump. Like, get up against this flower, hold left and jump, just sit there. You'll take 2 as you hit that. Of course, if you've taken damage in the previous room or something, or you didn't level on the mini-boss, then you might need to make sure you jump over those spikes, but so you just want to save before that, and then jump off the door and into the spikes in the roof. And then right bash. So from this point, we're going to take 2 100 orbs, we're going to take the experience from the second mini-boss, and then we're going to take 45 experience from the frog, the core skip. So that covers the experience route. So I'm going to talk a little bit about bash mechanics. If you bash and hold a direction, your speed decays back to normal speed pretty quickly. But if you release it, you get a thing called a bash glide. So by having neutral directional inputs, when you bash, you get a lot greater speed. So that's a way to improve your results with bash. Now, of course, dashing is faster than bash gliding, so you want to dash across the ground whenever possible, but when you have to go through the air, then bashing is the way to go. Here you can do a dash glide across this, if the frog would agree with me. Show the proper movement. There. Okay, so now for this redirect part, what you want to do is you want to head up, and we're going to grab this 100 in the ground. Oops, a little slow. So you can double bash this now. There's more information on the wiki about setting up the keyboard mouse spines for double bashing, but in essence, you're bashing the frame after you bash, and that gives you the ability to redirect change your direction without changing the direction of the thing you went off. But that's entirely optional. Like, there's nothing wrong at all with sending that like that, going down and grabbing the thing, and then bashing up. That's like less than a second saved by that double bash. So whatever. We're just gonna make you aware of it. Now, because I took some damage in there, I'm just gonna heal myself with debug. You want to place a save here to do a trick called key dupe. And the optimal movement through here has you climbing that spike wall and getting yourself down to 2 life. If you've taken damage, then you just bash up on the slugs. Now, for key dupe, what you're going to do is you're going to grab these 3 keys. Then you're going to go to the edge of this platform, put 3 keys in the door, and then you have to die just barely off the edge of this platform. So you can just tap until you fall off, and then I've got the 3 keys in the door. So now those keys came back to my inventory, but they also respawned in the world. So now we're going to head up once again. And we're going to go store, so this time we're going to grab the 4th key. And here's a trick you can do. If you... I'll just show this off. So I'm like flying to the right when I'm holding right on this save. This is entirely optional. If you hold the save, put all the keys in the door, and then dash right when you hit the platform, holding right, and then hold right when you spawn, and jump, you can fly into the mini-boss room like that. But, I mean, not a big deal if you don't go for that. It's kind of a lot of inputs to do all at once. So here I'm going to do another optional double bash, just to pick up that experience easier, but you can just, bash yourself to the wall and then jump over and get the experience. Not a big deal. More safety saves just because I have the energy for them. So what you want to do for core skip, bash the frog up like that, bash his shot up above him, and then throw him into this room, kill him, and then you'll level up, and the explosion will kill both sides. So that's what we're trying to set up your experience for. It might take, some doing to get it to work, but that's what you're going for. So you don't have to do that right side room. And there's information about how much experience you need per level on the wiki, the speedrun.com knowledge-based thing, so you can take a look at that at some point. I'll probably put a link to that. Now, during the Ginso escape, it's not strictly necessary, I guess, but it's faster to pick up that 200 that I took, because we're going to want to level up later. And that's the best way to get it. So I'm going to take that 200. I'm also going to take a 100 up at the top, although if you get the 200, that 100 is unnecessary, but it also takes no time to get, so just get it. Do the Ginso escape. Skip cutscene. Now here it's important to note that if you have been playing with UI off, you have to turn the UI on during the start of this cutscene to see this first dialogue line. Otherwise you kind of get stalled and or able to stand here and look at the sky for like 15 seconds. It should, usually you recover and then you can continue, but sometimes it just soft locks there. So anyways, since we key duped, we can open this door right away and head to Stomp. We're gonna do that. This bash, what you want to do is bash basically straight up so that you can get to this top hanging platform. If you miss it, it's not a big deal. Like if you didn't have the height, not a big deal to just go through the side here. It's far better to go through the side there than to go back down, have to bash again. So now we got Stomp. I guess a brief thing about the mechanics of Stomp is that it makes you fall faster than your normal terminal velocity. So if you're falling for any significant amount of time, rather than just letting yourself fall, it's better to Stomp first. So here, that's a lot faster than just letting yourself fall over the edge. And now what we're going to do is a trick called Drainless. So first we're going to pick up this ability cell. And then we're going to break this drain with the water still present, which you have to do this. Because we don't have Charge Flame to actually drain the water. So the way that this works is when you save the game, and in this case we're going to save it by leveling an ability, you get dropped to the platform below you, which conveniently, the edge of this wall takes us down to this platform below. And if you save while you're winding up a stomp, the game will finish the stomp for you. So you want to be in the time where Ori is spinning before you start to go down. So the easy way to set this up is jump off, jump back to the wall, and then stomp, and right after you stomp, so right after you press down, open the save menu. So jump off, jump to the wall, jump to the wall, well in range of the save. So I know I haven't started to go down yet, I've just been winding it up, and then you're just going to level regroup, and then reload the game, and that'll break this platform for you. And something I see a lot, people don't know, is if you die here, it won't be broken, but if you just reload the file, the thing will break again. So then you just swim through here, and now we're going to head over to Valley. We're going to jump over the water just to go a bit faster than swimming. And we're just going to bash glide along here. Get to ground dashes when we can, and now we'll just climb up. This next part is a skip in it that'll probably miss because it's sort of specific. But by standing in a particular spot and then bashing horizontally, and there I was like just a hair too far left, I think. You can just bash over this cutscene trigger, but you need to practice that, and I'm not gonna say, well, you need to do that for the run or something. It loses you like 5 seconds over an alternative strat to go for that and miss. But whatever, no big deal. So just bash gliding along here. And now, something to note is pretty much every breakable wall, we still don't have Charge Flame, but every breakable wall, if you jump up above the halfway part of it, and then you stomp, you can break it, if you're up against the wall. So we're going to use that there. And now here what we want to do is get this Frankie to follow us. Oops. Kind of messed that up. But point is, you want this Frankie to be down in this pit with you so that you don't have to go around on the way out. So now we got Charge Flame, now we're just going to bash on that Frankie to get out of there. Now here, what you want to do is you can get this save next to the Spirit Well and then jump onto the Spirit Well to to start the Spirit Tree cutscene, and then level up to Air Dash. You can do a bit better if you do a Save Anywhere instead. This one's kind of annoying though, and then you do a Dash Glide over the well. But you can land way over here, level up to Air Dash, and then I'm way over to this side rather than on the well, and I skip a slow walking zone that way, but not a big deal if you have trouble with that. Now we still gotta collect a few ability cells so we can get Charge Dash, so I'm just gonna grab our last few cells as we go through Valley. And now that we have Air Dash, I should also point out, if you Air Dash during a Bash Glide, you go even faster. So when you do a Bash Glide, you want to bash, float for a few frames, and then do an Air Dash. Here you want to get above this bird and then stomp on its head to break this wall. I'll just note that there's an advanced strat that can let you get to this cell in a different way, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's not worth doing while you're learning the game, so we'll just carry on as is. So now we gotta go up to these Screw Rocks and stomp them. But first I'm gonna save up here. This is kind of a safety save in a way, but it's probably the best place to save while you're learning. And then you're gonna level Charge Dash at this point, and then you're gonna break the rocks. So note that I didn't save at all through Valley. And that's gonna let me do Soro Pass a bit faster, but if you wanted, or if you ended up low on health as you got here, you could go up to this teleport Spirit Well thing, and if you forget to learn Charge Dash up top, then you have to go up to this teleport Spirit Well thing and learn Charge Dash there. And the reason we get Charge Dash there is for a trick called Rocket Jumping, or Rocket Dashing, which is where you Charge Dash at a target which is above you, and then jump as you Charge Dash, so you can do it on the same frame. So what we're going to do is go over here and grab this frog, and move him out into the open, and then do a Rocket Dash to get up. And then we're going to go back to our old save that we set up before and rekindle that. So just so I can I'm not going to spend a ton of time on Soro Bash, so I'm not even going to bother healing myself for it, because I'm just going to do the method that doesn't take damage. But this next trick is this is probably the hardest trick to learn for somebody beginning this. So this next part will take a while. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on it in this video, but there's other videos about Soro Bash that you can go look up. So one thing to know is when you Charge Dash, if you bash an enemy before your Charge Dash actually ends, which you can do by just like Charge Dashing and bashing at the same time, and if you hold the bash, you'll bash as you get to the enemy. So let me just reload this file real quick to heal that bird. You won't spend energy, so you can watch my energy. It gets refilled as I do this on these things. And that's going to be important for Soro. So let's reload again. And now we're just going to do Soro Bash. So I'm just going to do two quick ways to do it right now. This is the fastest way, is to get that bird above you, double bash it up, and then you Charge Dash bash up to him. Probably an easier way, or a way that doesn't require a double bash. Wait, hang on. Forgot how to set it up. It'd be something more. I actually don't want to Charge Dash to that bird, because that's the bird you actually use later. So we won't damage that bird. You can go up above like this and get on this wall. And then jump off, aggro both these birds. That was terrible. I'm not used to doing it this way. So let's let those birds reset. So yeah, let's run off. And let me fail it dismally. But yeah, you let the birds reset, you aggro them both together, jump off the wall. You screw up because you're slow jumping up off the wall. There we go. And that gets the bird to follow you up without a double dash. And then, you know, you can not face plant into the spikes by just being a little bit higher. But this trick will take some practice to get, I think. But there you have it for now. So once you're up here, you can charge dash bash up to that bird. Unnecessary, even faster. Grab that ability cell. We still need a couple abilities for cutscene skips. And then we're going to head up into Sorrow. First we need this keystone. And then, if you're going to place safety saves in Sorrow, this would be the first spot to do one. I'm just going to debug save here because I think there's a better place to save. That's not too bad. So just in case I mess up when I'm talking about this or whatever. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get this frog to break the roof above us. And the way you do that is you bash him onto this platform and then just rocket jump past him once he's no longer stunned from the bash, so once he turns around, basically. So, get there, bash him onto the platform, and then just rocket jump. And he'll break it for you if you hold feather below it. Now this is where I think you should save, up on these platforms. So, that's a good spot to save, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get close to this laser, and then you're just going to charge dash bash, and it'll take you right through. If you're too far from the laser, then the laser won't kill you, or if this frog has walked right next to the laser, in which case you can just wait for him to walk away. So now we're going to do a trick called a frog juggle, after we've got this boulder in position. Now note that I made this save. To make this easier, you can just go rekindle the save and then die, so this guy's at full health, because right now he's damaged considerably from the charge dash, but you can just go straight into the frog juggle like this. But it doesn't leave much room for mistakes, like if you mess up this juggle at all. Because he'll have only one hit left when we get to the top. And then once you're at the top, you get him to break the roof, you go below him, and then you rocket jump. And you would want to rocket jump with him to your left so that you don't go into the spikes like that. Now here I'll show probably the easier way of doing it and the benefit of having that safety save there. So I'm done with that part, so we'll just rekindle that save and then die. And then frog's at full health, so this juggle is a lot easier. Of course there's different ways you can set him up as well. Like you could kind of like slowly bash him to the edge and then have a steeper angle or something like that. But because I'm used to, you know, not redoing that save before doing the juggle, I'm used to just one bash and then dash after him. I say as I miss it. But anyways, you want to get the frog up. And of course, if you mess up the juggle a bit and you want to try to make him go up, you can double bash him. And that gives you a bit better height, but it's unnecessary if you do the juggle correctly. So anyways, want to get him to break the roof, go below him, and then rocket jump up. Now, I need to have still had 2 energy before I did that rocket jump, because it's really important that you save here instead of save anywhere. Because the Sunstone cutscene is super long, and it's better to just if you're out of energy when you get the frog to the top, it's better to just go get charge jump first before coming up here, because this cutscene is like 80 seconds or something like that. So you want to get to the point where you hear the sound for picking up the sunstone. If you have the UI on, you get a dialogue line here too, but you could turn it off after the save anywhere begins. And yeah, so you get that, and you level ability and reload the game. Preferably before it fades to black there, but I was slow, so you know, that's that. So now we've got the sunstone. Watch out for the lasers on the way down, because they generally get in your way. And now we're going to head over to charge jump. You can air dash a bit in this maze. Ow. You can also let yourself drop into spikes. Beautiful. And we've got enough keys. If you forgot a key, whatever, like if you get to this door and you're short, you can come up here, but you don't need that key if you picked up all the ones you were supposed to pick up. If you have energy here, you could go store, which is, if I hadn't made the save before the frog juggle, I could go store on this, but it's such a small time loss to not be able to go store there that I'd say, while you're learning, just make saves. Make a save in Sorrow somewhere, and don't bother picking up extra energy just to go store, because the go store saves less time than it takes to pick up extra energy. So grab charge jump, and now let's head out of here. And if you had to go get charge jump first, now you would go up. Oh, there's a backup strat I should talk about. This one's actually kind of neat. So, let's say this frog died a tragic death during the frog juggle, or something real bad happened. Let's say you knocked him into the laser, or whatever. Like something bad happened. What you can do, rather than like resetting everything, depending on where your last save was, you can grab this rock. Just bash it up through here, and then pull it off, bash it, and it'll go up. And well, the roof's gone, so I'm not going to be able to catch up to the rock, but I'll go all the way up and show you what you're supposed to do. So the rock will sit against this roof, and it'll just kind of be stuck there for all time. So what you do is you'd get the rock out like that. It would be stuck against the roof. You go over to charge jump first, and then with the rock against the roof, what you do is you bash it down, and then you'll land on it and charge jump. Now, of course, the roof would be in your way, so this is like a little different. Let me see if I can get stuck on anything. But anyways, the idea is bash it down, and then you can use it to charge jump off of. And you can break the roof with that, which can be that's actually faster than juggling the frog if you don't get the rocket jump up to Sunstone, so it's a reasonable backup strat. Just get that rock and charge jump through the roof. The only reason you juggle the frog at all is just so that you can rocket jump off it up to the Sunstone. So if you want to do like several extra safety saves and go get charge jump first and not worry about that rocket jump, since you know the rocket jump can plant you straight into some spikes or some lasers or whatever, you just take the rock out in the first place. After you dash through the laser the first time, just kill the frog. Anyways, you can practice Sorrow a bit and see what you think about it. But then we head out of Sorrow. Here we can do a downwards rocket dash. Totally unnecessary, but it's cool and fast. You don't have to do that. And then we're just going to head through Misty. Now, something I didn't mention yet is this is sort of like a beginner route for this category. If you want to compete for the world record here, you would need to do something called Teleport Anywhere, where you do this part blind, but there's a different guide on how to do that, and I'm not really going to talk about it here too much, so you just be aware that it exists. There's a way to play with the teleport menu up while still being able to move and just do all of Misty behind the map screen, which saves a fair amount of time. And it can be done in Moon Grotto as well on the first visit, but only 2 people run that way, so wouldn't worry too much about it. So Misty is just all movement. Because I'm not super used to playing the second part of Misty, since I'm used to teleporting out after climb. You definitely don't want to reference my movement here too much, but I'll just give you an idea of what to do, or the route to follow at least, basically. Something like this anyways. Oh, nice. Yeah, so we can see some recovery from your screw-ups that you can go for. Now here these lasers switch as you jump, so on this one, you want to run off the edge, don't jump off the edge or you get stuck in lasers and you're screwed. Optional safety saves. It's better not to save, and save that for charge dashes, but you know. You can glide straight through here, but you can also just cancel it out and do some ground dashes. It's pretty fast. Right, I don't have super magnet. I also don't have triple jump. Use that 100% where you do this triple jump. So yeah, we're just heading through Misty. Now, this is the fastest way to get up here, but if you mess up and kill this guy, don't bother reloading or anything. You can just charge jump to here, and then go up through this secret, and then you can just dash over, glide over, or whatever you want to say. I've picked up extra experience because it kind of means like sitting around killing stuff, but normally you'd level up on this mini boss. Now for this mini boss, the way you do the quick kill is just charge flame and charge jump into the first one as the second one spawns, and then charge flame, charge jump into the second one. So what I'm going to do is run out to spawn them both. So one's going to spawn when I'm here, one's going to spawn when I'm about there, and I'm going to run back to charge and jump into the first one. So let's take a look at it. Okay, it didn't work. Well, whatever. I need to just run out farther so the second one spawned, but that would be the idea. You can kill them in one cycle like that. Obviously they were damaged because I messed it up, but that's the quick kill on that. Not a big deal if you don't get it. You can just continue, like, just a second to charge jump into them will kill them. Now here you just need to step into this room and step out to trigger the map transition, because we don't need the Goomon seal for any reason. So let's head off to get the last skill, Light Grenade. And for that, we're just going to teleport to Glades. And then it's just kind of like a quick in and out on Light Grenade, and then we teleport to Grotto. You can dash glide over this cutscene, or you can just dash through it and run through, but I'll go for a dash glide. Dismal. Dismal. If you fail it, it's better to just suck it up and eat the slow zone, but that's what you want to do. Now, important to note is the laser cycle down below doesn't start until you get below this breakable platform, so you can be fairly confident in not getting hit by this laser just by going straight down. And you can get a cycle earlier on this laser as well, but I tend not to trust that. Oops, that's bad. I meant to charge dash to him. Okay, so you're supposed to like either rocket jump off that baneling or bash him up and charge dash to him kind of thing. But yeah, I messed up, so let's just go through the laser room real quick. Here, there's a cutscene over here, which is like a minute long. So we'll just get a save anywhere. You can walk into it, or you can dash glide into it, and then just save and reload. Dash gliding is better because you skip a bunch of the slow zone, as mentioned before, on other cutscenes. Okay, so got grenade, and now all we have to do is end the game. Now, luckily for us, we have charge jumps, so we don't need to do the puzzle in this room. You can just charge jump out the top. Now here, around this mushroom, is the indication of the start of the slow zone. You can dash glide over it. I find this one kind of annoying though, so you can also just throw a grenade and mash over this cutscene. Dash gliding is better, but if you miss it, then you're in for a sad time. Oh jeez, I jumped too early before my charge jump was ready. So now we're just going to head back out the top. And if I wasn't terrible at dash gliding today, you can dash glide over this on the way out, or you can throw a grenade over that one. And then teleport to Grotto. If you didn't get the Grotto teleporter, if you forgot, you have to run all the way to OOB, which is just terrible. This is a nice, close place, so you definitely don't want to forget that teleporter. Now here, we're coming through this area again. If I had gotten the cutscene skip before, I would have to go for this again here, where you bash through the cutscene, but since I got it already, I can just rocket jump off that frog. Give me that energy. But yeah, if you get that cutscene skip, then you have to get it twice. Nice, I died. We can just go through this part again. Once you have climb, it's generally better to climb on walls instead of trying to jump up them. If you're like perfect, like task level, then it's faster to wall jump still than using climb. But for people, you'll basically always be faster with climb than with wall jumps. Oh my gosh! All right, well. It's a shame that I had to put these chain deaths in the guide, but you know, that's life. Or, as they say, that's death. Okay. Ow. Let's save. How about that? You really don't get much use out of that energy, so... Save's probably not a bad idea if you're gonna be a big noob like me and die here. Okay. Now there's one trick, well, I guess 2 tricks left in the run, maybe. You can spam all your energy out as you approach horror here. You have no need for it once you're inside. It's going to get refilled immediately. So what you're going to do once you're at horror is you're going to enter, you're going to wait for this cutscene to save, which if you have the UI off would happen right there, but I have to advance the dialogue first. And then you're going to exit, and then you're going to press up on the, or up, enter door, whatever it is on controller, I think it's still up. You're going to do that on the first frame that the file loads. You can do this, I use my mouse wheel to spam it. You can also time it, or just like mash. And people have said it's easy to mash it on a controller, I don't know. But basically the idea is you reload the file, and then if you enter on the first frame that the file loads, you get teleported somewhere different down here. Which is right next to the end of the game, conveniently enough. And that saves time over the old method of save dropping in there, as long as you get it within, I think, 5 or 6 tries. So it's definitely worth going for, because it's not that hard to get through whatever method.
Then we start the escape, and then we're just gonna make our way through. You can jump from this lip up, but I messed it up, so whatever. Last thing in the escape. I'm just gonna debug save because I'm gonna die to the fire while I sit around talking about it. But okay, I'll debug save here. Around, maybe I can save myself by standing on this rock, but around like here, sort of, this area I'm tracing with my mouse is the trigger to spawn Kuro in this last part, so that you have to go up to the left side. But what you can do, well, there's a couple things you can do. If you didn't have charge jump, like if you're running any percent, you can just hold feather on the edge of the wind current and it'll carry you above where Kuro spawns, so you don't have to worry about the spawn and it's a lot faster. But what's a lot easier is you just charge jump up at the top of this cave, actually go along the top of it. That's too low. But yeah, something like that, and then you'll skip the trigger and you can charge jump up the wall. So just one more time, sort of done properly. You just charge jump once, charge jump twice, and then bash to the finish. And that should pretty much cover it. If you need more information on certain parts, there's other tutorials on specific things. Like Hooligan has a tutorial on Sorrow Pass. I've got a tutorial on Sorrow Bash specifically, and then I've teleport anywhere tutorials and stuff like that, so you can take a look around for those, but this should be what you need to get started running this game. And if you've got any questions, you can check out the Ori Discord, which I'll link to the wiki, and that has links to all this other stuff on there. Or you can just ask here, and I'll take a look and answer whatever questions you might have. So hopefully this tutorial won't get immediately outdated, but you know, it probably will. But I think it covers, you know, most of the stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have fun running Ori. I'll just end it here when timing would normally end, which is once you can no longer move with Naru. Just hop over here. Note that you shouldn't jump with this. Jumping's actually slower on Naru than just running. Okay, so that would be it. Thanks for watching, and good luck.